Hi, and welcome to the Garden Fix. I'm Rob, and I'm in Zone 6B, Western Pennsylvania. Today I'm going to give you a quick tour. It's the first week of September, and I'm going to show you what's doing well. So, let's go. Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you about is our Gara. This is early September, and look at what happened to it. It started reflushing again. And now keep in mind, this is a very, very fast draining area of our yard and also full sun. We have some other Gara that we'll take a look at in a little bit that isn't doing quite as well. It still looks good, but it doesn't have as many blooms on it. So if you are a Gara fan, full sun, fast draining soil, be patient with it, and we haven't done really anything with this, and look how wonderful it looks. The other thing I want to show you in this little garden here is this is our Rising Sun Redbud, and we really haven't had much success with it. Well, it hasn't grown much this year. And we were worried that it wasn't going to grow at all. But at the top here, we're finally starting to see some growth and some color in September of all months. So that's really exciting. This is supposed to be a very colorful tree when it starts to grow. So we'll keep you updated on that one. All right, follow me. Let's take a look at something else. So the next thing, if you follow us on Instagram, you've probably seen this amazing sunflower that's self-seeded from last year. I just can't stop talking about it. It has so many flowers on it. What I like to do is cut off the spent blooms on it and set them down on a little chair for the goldfinches to come and pick at. That way, this will stay upright. I have it staked up, so it won't fall over, but it is really amazing, isn't it? Look at all the blooms. It's got to be at least 50 on there. The next thing I wanted to talk about was this tree here that we have. This is actually a tree. It's called the Temple of Bloom 7 Sun flower, and it is in its stage right now where it is blooming its little white flowers, and the pollinators just love this. You can see there's little honeybees on it. Yesterday there were just so many bumblebees on it. There's a bumblebee back there. So they really love this plant. And this is very exciting. It should get about 10 to 12 feet tall. So yeah, as we move down this way, this is the phlox that I cut back about a month ago. And it came back and reflushed. This garden phlox is really pretty and very striking. It's probably on its last flush. I'll try to cut back some of it again and see if we can get some more, but I think it's done a nice job this summer. If you look down here, we can see some of our mums are starting to bloom too, and we have a ton of them in our yard, so I'm sure you'll see a lot of those. Let's go around the corner here. Back here, we have our dwarf crepe myrtle, and this is so pretty with this purple and a little bit of yellow in it, and it's such a pretty little plant. As we come around the corner here, one of the plants that's pretty much done for the year is our Heliopsis. I got a lot of blooms out of this. I cut a lot of it back, and it kept coming back, but I don't see any new blooms right now. I think it's on its last leg, but it was really nice this year. Very pleased with that. Behind it, we have our crepe myrtle, the larger one, and you can see that it is starting to flower. This is the new growth. Up there is the old growth from last year, and it flowered first. This new growth is going to flower too. You can see that it's getting ready to. Right here we have a Budlia plant, and I don't know if you do this or not. They say that you can deadhead these, but you should only deadhead them when you are sure that the flower is spent. And also, it's not really necessary to deadhead them. Some people just deadhead them because it just looks better than having this little bit of a brown on here, but we usually just let it be. All right, a little earlier we were talking about how good the Gara was doing in the front. And here is the same Gara in the back. And this Gara back here does not get the same amount of sunlight, even though it's in full sun right now. It does get a lot of shade back here. Here's another one that's hiding over here. These are still healthy, but they're not flowering as much. Okay, let's keep going. All right, I want to take us around this way as we pass by some of these plants. Here's a beautiful little dahlia that's blooming. And right behind it is our hot lip salvia. It's a zone 7 plant, but it sometimes survives here, and we'll see if it does this year. So right behind it, we have an impressive zinnia that Kristen started from seed, and we have it actually staked up against this, and it is so huge and beautiful here. I just love it. And back here we have another one that's trying to peek through and grow up through this forest of mums that we have here. And that's a pretty one too. Hopefully that'll have some more branches. It looks like we got another one right here. So it looks like it's going to make it through there. If we turn around, back in this little area, I had a video about our little patch of mallow. We have, as you see, the patch has gotten a lot bigger and there's a lot more flowers on it, but there is a lot more to come here. You can see on all these stems that there are lots and lots of flower buds, and this is going to be covered with these beautiful light pink and purple flowers. And this area should look wonderful for a few weeks to come. Now, right to the right of it, which is not surprising, we have red hot pokers that are still coming up. So there's a couple right here. These guys usually do their thing in midsummer, and we still have some more coming up here. And back in the one that's towards the back, I can see another one coming up right there. Okay, and the last plant I want to talk about that looks wonderful this year is this Tricolored Budlia plant that we planted right here, and it's grown on top of this little mound we have here because it gets full sun and it's fast draining and it's really happy here. These flowers are really pretty, aren't they? Look at all the color in that. So the last thing I want to show you is our raised bed over here, an angle of all the color, looking through the front here where we have our sedum and cactus, moving through this raised bed and on back through the bird bath garden, and how beautiful this area looks right now as we head into fall. I'm so happy with this area. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for joining us for this little garden tour. Stay tuned. Subscribe, guys. Come and see us on Instagram at the Garden Fix 2022. And until next time, I'll see you in the garden.